handsome young feller.
Oh, I am. I am handsome. I do have a face for radio, sir.
Coach Christopher Kovacs coming in. And we're going to talk about this ball game tonight. Coach, it is a game that Carencro needs to win. It's a Carencro game needs to perform well. If they need to continue what they did last week. And what can you tell us about the Yellowjackets?
So this is a Yellowjackets team that is really. I mean, let's just keep it real for our audience. They're struggling. This is a team that's coming off of a 3-7 season in 2024, and they've got some returning players, but one of the biggest problems is they had a very competitive schedule. They're coming in just kind of struggling. Let's not even be dance around the subject. Derek Landry takes the helm for this new Iberia team. He's a guy that's got some experience. This will be his first year as head coach, 2025. He's been the offensive coordinator at Como. He served as Westgate's offensive coordinator. Matter of fact,
Coach.
at a time when they made a state title run.
Right. This is not a offensive staff that has been shied upon or had experience. They've been fully integrated in the high school game. Derek Landry, I have a lot of respect for the young man. He's also a guy that has coached at Westgate and has been a 7-on-7 staple. He's a guy who gets the kids out of the city, if you will, in the New Iberia area, and they're going to get them here at New Iberia and Westgate. And he's kind of the guy that instigated the whole thing.
Well, it's such a. I mean, we'll call it what it is. There's a battle in New Iberia between Nish and Westgate in terms of getting players, and Westgate has definitely been on the higher end of the of the receiving part of that, right? As they are just loaded. We said it when this Carencro team scrimmaged Westgate right before the Jamboree, right before week 1. I mean, there are Division I guys loaded on that roster. Does it always equate to the type of run that one might expect out of a team with that many Division I players? Not always, not always. But Derek Landry is a guy that's been there. And another thing, as he is back at Nish, he is reuniting with receivers coach Devin Butte, who was Keyshawn Butte's position coach.
Keyshawn Butte is lighting the world on fire right now in the NFL for the New England Patriots.
I don't know if there's actual. I mean, one might think Butte might be
in New Iberia.
Yeah, there's a relationship right there. But the latter, that Devin Butte played at Catholic High, he signed with Tulane as a wide receiver in 2012, and so he's going to be one of the integral parts in that coaching staff for Derek Landry as he tries to regain. The word they talk about is competitiveness. They want to be competitive again. And, I mean, let's be honest, man. You're in the small town of New Iberia. You have Westgate getting all this talent, and you're playing in a district with Carencro, Acadiana, Lafayette High, Barr, Sulphur, New Iberia. I mean, they're just it's absolutely brutal. But then, while we talk coaching, let's add one more name in there, and that's going to be Eric Holden. Eric Holden was the coach at Como High School for a few years, and not very successful as a head coach, as many people have not been. It's kind of been well noted. The talk of the town now is Como's won 3 games after losing 11 times that in a row. They lost 33 in a row, I think it was the final number. They've won the last 3. Eric Holden was at the helm of Como for a good part of that time. He's now on that New Iberia staff, and I don't care if you win, you lost, you're a head coach. That's a lot of experience.
Yeah, you get to have that. You get to put some skins on the wall.
Yep,
and get to play where you are, if you will. But if these young Yellowjackets that are about to come out on the field, if you see, look, they've struggled, but they have a lot of offense. If they're going to have a chance tonight, they're going to have to put points on the board, and we're going to see that tonight. We're going to take a break real quick in the Hub City Ford Carencro pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about starting lineups, injury reports, and everything that you need to know for this ball game right here on the Carencro Bears Network, Mustang 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network. are set to take on the new Iberia Yellowjackets coach. This is a game where the Carencro Bears are going to look to establish themselves and kind of like regain what they had last week and establish the line of scrimmage. What can you tell me about that?
Well, let's just say what I believe the phrase is to call a spade a spade. There's a reason why this Carencro team is playing New Iberia on homecoming, and part of it might just be the fact that it's week 4, and New Iberia is not a very strong team right now. So you bring in some issues with that, right? If you were a coach, you're looking at all the distractions that have gone on all during the week. Kids these days, boy, they love to wrap some houses, huh? Toilet paper sales in Lafayette, well, let's say in the Carencro north side of the town has definitely gone up in the last week. There's always that air of foolishness that comes around. And like my old high school football coach used to say, homecomings are for the alumni, they're not for the players. But there's so much that's going on around town and in the school that it's hard for players not to get distracted. So it's going to be an issue for this Carencro team to make sure that they're locked in, that they are ready to go. And it's honestly, there should be big offensive numbers tonight. There should be low.
Don't hide from that, coach.
No, we're
don't hide from that.
You can't run from it at all.
When we look at the Prime Energy Solutions starting lineup, there's nobody that's out tonight. And I say that when we look at the Oshner, Louisiana General Sports Medicine injury report, no Carencro Bears are injured tonight. There's no suspensions. Everybody's playing tonight. It's homecoming night. We can respect that. What I can't expect, though, is Carencro wants to establish the running game. Carencro wants to have the offense they saw a week ago dominate the line of scrimmage. That's the most important thing when I look at tonight's game. It's not the wins and losses. Is Carencro can dominate the line of scrimmage, make sure they can run the football, and dominate where like they should.
And I think there's definitely a strong air of that with any team, you want to see that, right? You want to see that line of scrimmage dominated because it's going to open up everything else that comes out. But, I think on the flip side of it, too, you want to see stalemates. You want to see guys stuffed at the line of scrimmage on the defensive end, and this Carencro defense do a better job of wrapping up. Coach Peters felt like they played a pretty good game the other night against Barb on special teams up until the last kickoff return of the game. But defensively, just entirely too many missed tackles. And I spoke with Coach Jordan Romero during the week, and he said, I'm sure everybody out there is saying on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, maybe we should work on tackling drills. He said, well, we've kind of done that since May. We've kind of identified that.
It's kind of who we are, right? And
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
We spent so many days. We spent every single day this summer working on tackling drills because they identified that as a problem way back when in the springtime. And, you can practice it and you can practice it, but until some young men decide that they're really going to go out there and execute it, it's hard to wrap people up.
Carencro Bears have lost the toss. New Iberia has won it. They're going to elect to receive the kick. We're going to step aside. It'll be time for not only the band is version of the national anthem, but it's also the CS burning period. We're going to step aside. When we come back, it'll be time for football right here on your home for Carencro football, Mustang 107.1, the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the open air Crow Dome where your Golden Bears are set to take on the New Iberia Yellowjackets on a homecoming night. Both teams looking to get off the skid in district contact, Coach, tonight. Look, I'm not worried about 0-4. I'm not worried about 2-2. I'm worried about Carencro being able to dominate and play the way we know they can play. What can you give us on that aspect?
I think that's got to be the focus of this Carencro High team coming in. It's hard to fool high school kids. They have Instagram, they have Twitter, they have Facebook. Well, they don't have Facebook. Their mamas have Facebook. And
Mamas, cousins, daddies,
yeah.
uncles, everybody's on the social medias.
And in this world, parents read Facebook so much, and they're probably just as quick to tell kids about the team that they're about to play as anybody else. So it's no secret that this is not the strongest New Iberia team that this Carencro High School football team has ever faced. So it becomes truly a matter of the Nick Saban process. You have to come out and you've got to focus on what you do. You've got to do it at the highest level that you can do. And, you want to come out and dominate. Gavin Peters identified aspects of last game that they weren't great in. So that's been the focus of practice. That Jordan Romero, Kyle Siebel, Kobe Pettis have all focused on tackling.
Matt Latham tees it off, and he's going to be received just inside the 15-yard line. He's going to get to the corner and finally be pushed out of bounds by Caden Robinson, and that's where the Yellowjackets are going to start their drive. Coach, it's been a mixed bag how they started the special teams, but I think if you want to look how the first 4 weeks have went, you'll take advantage of how that kickoff went, and Carencro will start this drive, or the New Iberia Yellowjackets will start this drive at the football at their own 30.
Yeah, I think they've gotten better week to week. Right there, we saw number 22, Isaac Ledette, field the ball, bring it up to right under the 30-yard line. Nish will come out in the gun. Might be a different look here, a different quarterback here for New Iberia.
New Iberia throwing a curveball. They're going to be out in the gun with trip receivers out to the far side, and there's going to be a quick flag over on this near side. We're going to look what it is. It's going to be false start against the Yellowjackets. So instead of the 30, they're going to start this drive back at their 25. So, Coach, I think that's number 3 back at the quarterback spot. It's going to be Peyton Landry.
Yeah, Peyton Landry taking snaps, something we're not prepared for from our end. We're expecting to see Kendrick John Lewis, and that is definitely not Kendrick John Lewis.
I could tell you that, Coach. Landry back in the gun. He's going to fake the handoff and whip it out into the flats. Carencro reads it very well and wraps up quickly. They're able to tackle the ball carrier back at the 21-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play and bring up 2nd and 16 for the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, kind of a quick-fire play right there, and you and I talked about it in our pregame conference, by the fact that New Iberia wants to come out and sling it quick and get there, And
they like to put the football out on the perimeter.
Yeah, and, we'll come right back. Here you go again. Trips receivers to the Carencro sideline.
Landry back out in the gun. Trips to this near side, has a back to his left. Now he's looking to throw the football. It's going to be thrown out in the flats. It's going to be dropped. Quick in on the coverage was Chance Babineau, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Yellowjackets as Carencro was all over it. Looks like they're scared, Coach, to throw the football down the field as they like to keep it around the line of scrimmage.
And, if it's me, you look at the 2 plays that New Iberia has run. Those are balls that are thrown about 2 yards up the field. One for essentially a loss of a yard, one for no gain as it was incomplete. I'd much rather run the ball and run the clock if I was New Iberia right here.
Landry's going to be all by his lonesome in the backfield as he sends it back in motion. Looking to throw the football down the field. He's trying to find the receiver deep down. It's going to be picked off just across the 50, getting across the 40 now. Now across the 30, that was Wilson Landry on the interception, and that's going to be a best stop in turnover as the Carencro Bears get the football in their own territory.
Credit to Landry, credit to the coverage, but I'm just going to be honest and say that was absolutely gross. They have no business throwing that ball. They have, as a coach, I have a hard time philosophically right there. I know I'm not that good. I want to run games. I want to shorten the game. I want to try to get a few yards out of pop versus 2
All by
yards,
his
negative
lonesome in the
yards, and an
backfield as he
interception.
sends it back in motion.
It's not a winning formula right there.
Quick interception right there by Wilson Landry. Back in the gun is going to be Carson Gursey. Going to have a running back to his left, 2 receivers to his left, as well as 1 receiver to the far side is going to be Duffy. You can see the Carencro CHS iconic homecoming burning out towards the far side.
Yeah, I got to thank our guy, Mr. H, Mr. Braxton Harshorn,
Gursey
ag crew for
looking
that.
to throw the football deep. It's going to be Mossed. Cue the horns. It's a touchdown. 1 play and done. Carencro strikes. It's 6-0. Gursey to Babineau. Bear strike first.
And I mean, it just really wasn't even fair. It really wasn't even fair. And you hit it on the head as soon as it happened. I mean, poor young man got mossed. We've seen Babineau do stuff like that the entire year. We'll see the Carencro PAT team come out, but it would not surprise me at all if we saw a 2-point attempt very early on right here.
Gursey's back in the 2-point formation. Swinging gate, he's going to retreat the troops into normal formation as we await this Melançon's Funeral Home PAT.
Got our guy Will Laverne snapping the ball right there, and
Kick
Holden
is
Link.
down and up, and it is good. We're going to take a quick look, though, at the touchdown as our guy Benji was able to pull it up quick. Gursey, look at the throw. Looking to throw the football deep. It's going to be to Mossed. Babineau. Cue the horns. It's a touchdown. 1 play and done. We're going to take our first Carencro strikes. When we come back, it'll be 6-0. Defense's first
Gursey
time right here on your home for
Babineau
football. Bear strike first. And the Carencro Bears Network.
It just really wasn't even fair. It really wasn't even fair. And you hit it on the head as soon as it happened. I mean, poor young man got mossed. We've seen Babineau do stuff like that.
Yellowjackets. It's now 7-0 with 10:45 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. Matthew Latham tees the football up, and it's going to be an onside kick. They're waiting for the football to bounce the appropriate defense, and it won't. The Yellowjackets will dive on the football, and they'll get it at the Carencro 46-yard line, and that's where they'll start their second drive of the night.
You know, onside kick that, you know, we've seen, you know, in the amount of football that we watch, and we've seen at the college level primarily, a little bit at the high school level, but we also saw that same kick over at St. Thomas More in week 1. Latham tried to shield the ball right there, just didn't have enough foot on the ball to drive it the full 10 yards. New Iberia able to pick up, and we're going to see number 3, Peyton Landry, come back in at the quarterback position.
Landry out in the gun. He's going to hand the football off up the middle. Carencro does a good job staying home and is able to drop the ball carrier just above the 45-yard line, out at the 44 as they gain 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Coach Carencro, though, tonight, if you had to, assume positives for them, and not in the victory formation, but defensive tackling has to be assumed.
Tackling got to be premier. Tackling has to be one of the paramount emphasis right now, just for the players. I mean, the coaches, like I said, it's been there since May. But for these players, man, it's got to be better.
Landry is going to keep the ball, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield as Rontrell Woods is going to tackle him in the backfield back at the 47-yard line of the Yellowjackets. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11 as Carencro looks to get off the field on 3rd down.
You know, and just when you look at this new Iberia senior high team, it's not the niche from years past. You know, not at all.
It's a little different, Coach.
Yeah, you know, I remember way back when in my football coaching days, my buddy Harry Lemming was an offensive lineman at USL back in the early 90s, late 80s, and He was coaching the offensive line. He had 6'4", 300 guys across the line. These guys are not 6'4", 300.
3rd and 11, and there's going to be a flag on the play. We'll wait for the call. It looks like it's going to be a timeout on the Yellowjackets. We're going to take it with them. When we come back, it's going to be 3rd and 11 from the Carencro 47-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 11 right here on your home for Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1, Carencro Bears Network. Third and 11, Yellowjackets right here from the open-air Crow Dome with 9:13 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. Sent a motion out the backfield. Now he's looking to throw the football down the field. It's going to be broken up. Babineau had an opportunity along with Will Laverne. There'll be no play, incomplete play.
So I was actually watching, trying to watch what actually happened. I got blinded by the screen of the window right there. Will Laverne had a great opportunity to intercept that ball, which, again, I was unable to see what happened. Leads me to believe there might have been a little bit of a zone blitz right there, seeing Laverne drop from that normal rush end spot into coverage, and just nothing there at all for New Iberia. Carencro exactly where it needed to be at the moment, and that's going to bring out the Nish punt team, as it's going to be 4th and a little short of 11 with 9:08 left to go in this first quarter.
4th and 11 for the Yellowjackets. Duffy hovering around inside his own 5-yard line as he awaits the punt. We're awaiting the white hat, though, as he's looking to reset the clock.
Yeah, a little bit of a clock issue there, trying to get everything running and able. And you know, this is dangerous territory for New Iberia with Duffy, and Duffy's going to be back deep. You know, the ball is going to be punted from the 46-yard line right now. Duffy is lining up right about the 4-yard line.
This is kind of where he's dangerous, though, Coach.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, man.
How many folks expect him to receive the football at this point?
You give that dude space, you're talking trouble for opposing teams.
4th and 11 for the Yellowjackets from the Carencro 47. It's going to be received and punted, and Duffy is going to watch it bounce at the 15, and he's going to watch it go into the end zone. So Carencro is going to take over at their own 20-yard line. We're going to stick right here. Coach, the first drive, they were able to strike quickly on the connection from.
Can you call that a drive, though?
You know, I mean, look, we'll call it a touchdown, right? It was a quick connection.
It was a play. I don't know that we can call it a drive. You know?
Quick touchdown from Guernsey to Babineau.
You know, I'm sorry, just jumping to the punt return there. Very proud right there of Brandon Duffy. That's a time we normally would see Duffy say, oh, that should just roll in the end zone, but let me take it anyway. And sometimes he makes amazing things happen.
Guernsey,
but he
back in the gun. He's going to flip it out to Duffy. Duffy's going to catch at his 15. Now he's going to look up the field. He gets one block. He's going to get over to 40. They're going to say he's pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and that's a Papa Bear first down for the Carencro offense.
Yeah, saying right. Go back to the punt return. Duffy wisely lets that roll into the end zone.
And he quickly got a Papa Bear first down after, right?
Proves to be a great choice, and that's one of those ones, you know, like, well, that's football gods there. You made one good play, a good play comes right back to you, right?
Guernsey back in the gun with Taylor. Going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it. He's going to go across the right-hand side of the line of scrimmage, pushing for midfield, looking for that first down yardage. They'll say he's down right at midfield, and they'll call that another Papa Bear first down as Carencro's offense is moving.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that's going to be really interesting through the course of the night is we're already seeing the offensive dominance right here. How the play calls go, who gets involved, and how much the starters stay involved in the game.
Quickly going to be thrown out into the flats. Is going to be dropped. Looking to corral the football was
That's Kendrick Bernard, I think, right
Bernard.
there. That picked it up. I mean, really great job by Kendrick Bernard right there. Kind of being.
Boy, that could have been a disaster
Oh,
situation.
it could have been bad. It could have been bad. KB right there really does a good job. Amazing handwork right there. Like, great job of corralling that ball and keeping it in there away from the New Iberia hands. So, man, brings up a big second and long. Might see a little drop right here.
Second and long. Carencro looking to throw the football. They'll whip it out to Babineau. Babineau's going to catch it across midfield and look to push the football. He's going to get out to the Carencro 40, and it looks like he has enough yards for Papa Bear first down. We'll wait for the official spot. They'll say he's down at the 41. It'll be just short of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1 for Carencro.
Yeah, it looked like Babineau pushed really close to that first down line, but not quite. And where the initial spot was, it looked like it moved a little bit from the next spot. But, hey, I mean.
Gursey under center. He's going to set the line of scrimmage. He's going to hand the football off straight to the right side. Looks like that was T.J. Jackson who's going to take it across the 40. He's going to pick up enough yardage for the Papa Bear first down, and the offense is moving.
Yeah, love to see Tavontre Jackson get more involved in the run game there. You know, we really talked about him what a part he had in the offense a year ago, and then kind of became a lesser name on offense, a little bit more on defense, but love to see him getting involved in the run game.
Gursey back under the gun. He's going to flip it out to Bernard. Bernard's going to catch it now and bring it across the 35, where he'll be tackled. There'll be a gain of 3 on the play and bring up 2nd and 7.
Bernard showing a little shiftiness right there, catching the quick screen, but unfortunately going to be a flag on the play. That'll be holding going against Carencro. So not sure where that was or who it was against, but it'll be at the spot of the foul, so it'll back them up a little bit and give Carencro a little more field position to work with right there.
Carencro going to go in reverse right now and be spotted inside the 50 back at the 47-yard line, as Gursey's going to go back in the gun with trip receivers to the near side. Gursey sets the line of scrimmage, looking to throw the football down the field. Plenty of time. He's going to let it ride to Babineau. Babineau looking to catch it. He's going to catch it at the 15. Makes a man miss at the 10 and walks in the end zone. Cue the horns. It's a big boy Fenson touchdown as Carencro extends the lead. It's now 13-0 with 6:28 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
New Iberia really playing a dangerous game right there. They're putting a bunch of guys up in the box. They've got a 5-man front up there, and then they're really just playing almost one-on-one at the position spots. And I'm sorry, but there aren't many people in this entire district that can go one-on-one with Chance Babineau, much less most of this Carencro receiving staff. That's going to be a losing night for them.
Seabab, silky and smooth, able to go into the end zone on the touchdown. Carencro tries to go for 2, but there is a flag on the play.
I'm curious to see what this flag is because I honestly didn't see anything. Gavin Peters.
He's out past the numbers, Coach.
Yeah, he's
It's
really.
going to be a illegal shift.
I did not see the illegal shift, and I'm going to go ahead and drop this in. It's a very different officiating crew than this Carencro team and staff is used to seeing. There's some different faces out there, and I don't know what that call was. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one on film because I really have no idea what it was because I sure the heck didn't see it. And Gavin Peters obviously didn't see it as well because he was pretty upset.
Gursey's going to put a knee down at the 15. He's going to put the football down. It's going to be kicked up, and it is good. Carencro extends the lead on the Malonsos Funeral Home PAT. It's now Carencro 14-0 with 6:28 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. We're going to step aside. When we come back, Carencro's defense will look to do more damage right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network. Back into the open air Crow Dome where your Golden Bears are all over the New Iberia Yellow Jackets, 14-0 with 6:28 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. Golden Bears just hit deep on the connection. Guernsey to Babineau. Now they're going to kick the football. It's going to be caught just at the 30-yard line.
Jeez.
A big hit at the 35, Coach. Can you tell me who that was?
That was a lick for sure. Not 100%. I can't tell if that might have been Caden Robinson. That might have been Deshaun Jenkins. I'm not 100% sure who laid that stick, but it was Ronnie Lottish. Not sure how many of our listeners know who Ronnie Lott is, but let me just tell
yourself,
you,
Coach.
He was going to run through people. Speaking about running through people, our guy Joel Hilburn just informed us that is touchdown number 10 for Carson Guernsey and touchdown number 7 for Chance Babineau on this young season.
New Iberia is going to get it 1st and 10 from their own 35 back in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side. They're going to hand the football off straight up the middle, but a great job staying home. It's going to be tackled by Seabab at the 42, but there is a flag on the play.
You know, one would tend to think that's holding, and our friend Amos Baptiste, the man on the magic mic, has already called it before we even got a chance to say it. That will be holding against New Iberia, and that's going to back them up even more.
It'll be 1st and 20 now for the Yellow Jackets as they set up football at the 25-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Back in the shotgun, they're going to stay, is going to be number 3, Landry. Landry has twin receivers to the near side, one receiver to the top of the screen. He's going to hand the football off. There's plenty of running room. Be ushered out of bounds by Wilson Landry and couple. They'll get good yardage, maybe 10 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets after the 10-yard carry.
By far the best play that we've seen from this New Iberia offense right there. I mean, what's just so shameful for them is what a great pickup, but it still doesn't even give you to 2nd and 10 right there.
Landry.
2nd and a little more than that.
Landry back in the gun, but before we could get started, there is a flag on the play, and it'll be a dead ball false start on the Yellow Jackets. So instead of 2nd and 10, we'll make it a 2nd and 15, Coach. A team that can't get out of their own way.
Yeah, and, you know, so interesting thing, and I'm throwing this out there just for conversation. You know, that was a procedural penalty, so it was thrown before the play started. If it was procedure on the 2-point PAT, why didn't it get called there? Why did it get called after?
Coach, your guess is good in mine. They're going to run the football across the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. He's looking for first down yardage, hunting for the 45-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. They'll say he's just shy out at the 44. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Yellow Jackets at the 44.
Of all the numbers that
43,
are,
excuse me, the Yellow Jackets.
that are hard to see tonight, the yard line numbers are crystal clear. The numbers on this New Iberia offense are just team in general are very hard to see. New Iberia wearing the white jerseys, white pants, and it's the gold numbers with the black trim, and you can barely see the gold. You can barely see the black trim. Like it's hard. The guy that we expected at quarterback is number 6, Kendrick Jean Lewis. He's actually in the tailback position. We could barely even tell.
Coach, you got the first down, though. Jean Lewis is going to carry again. This time, though, he's chopped down into the backfield by Carencro as they're able to stop him on the no gain on the play. I believe that was Hilaire in on the stop, number 83.
You know, and Jean Lewis is really an outstanding athlete, and he battled at that quarterback position for New Iberia. But I know he's had a harder time seeing some of the things when it comes to the snap, when it comes to pass progressions, and that tailback position may be a really good spot for him.
It looks like we'll have a stoppage in play. We'll take us a Tire Boss timeout. We'll come back. It's 14-0 Carencro with 4:39 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. Welcome back into the Open Air Crodome. Your Golden Bears lead the new Iberia Yellowjackets 14-0 with 4:39 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. 2nd and 10 Yellowjackets from their own 47-yard line. Back in the shotgun for the Yellowjackets is going to be Landry. Landry has twin receivers to the far side, one receiver out wide. He's going to hand the football off in this near side. It's going to be quickly gobbled up and tackled. That's going to be Will Laverne, who tackles him at the 49 of the Yellowjackets to bring up 3rd and long.
You know, this sometimes games come at an opportune point in the season. And when you looked at how well Carencro played in so many facets of the game against Barb and even against Zachary, maybe this is a good game for this Carencro team defensively to really get some 100% full speed reps in tackling.
3rd and 7 from their own 49. Landry looking to throw the football. He's going to throw it. It's almost picked off, in and out of the hands
Babineau. Rare miss, huh?
God. In the zone coverage, he almost had an opportunity. You would think if he would have caught that football, he had an opportunity.
Oh, he had some green. And I got to tell you, I'm going to give him a hard time tomorrow morning because, you know, back in the old days, even if you had the advent of gloves in football, Newman, the company Newman, Neuman, made some really great football gloves. And they're nothing like the gloves that these guys wear now. I don't know how you miss a ball. I mean, I've seen blind men catch balls wearing these gloves.
I'll let you tell Babineau that. He's been spectacular.
Oh, I'm going to tell him.
All season
I'm going to let him know.
Football's going to be bobbled a bit and finally punted high into the air. It's going to bounce at the 45 of Carencro and finally be down inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. And that's where Carencro's going to start their next drive, up 14-0.
Yeah, not a great catch by the punter, but he gets one heck of a roll.
I tell you, I did a good job kind of collecting himself and catching that football as Carson Gersey and company will start the drive at their own 29.
So philosophically, you know, what do you see here from this Carencro team? Do they come out? Do they chunk it? Do they run it? You know, you talked about establishing the run game.
I would be interested. It's going to be Gersey running the football after the fake throw. He's going to get across the line of scrimmage and then across the 40 to pick up the Papa Bear first down out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, kind of would one say a combination of both right there? You put the ball in Gersey's hands.
Don't try to make me sound smart, Coach.
But you let him run the ball. You know, I mean, hey,
who is that in the backfield though? I show that 21 Jeremy Arsenault. I'm not positive that's him.
It looks like Carde Baptiste in stature right there.
Take the handoff. It'll be caught. It's going to be brought across the line of scrimmage. It's Kendrick Bernard. Kendrick Bernard's across the 40. Now he's across the 30. Makes another man miss across the 20. Kendrick Bernard's going to go across the 15 and get the Papa Bear first down to move the sticks down to the 13-yard line of the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, that's an exceptional job by everybody involved right there, and couldn't be more happy for Kendrick Bernard right there to see the big play and his ability to break that right there.
Number 3 all-time in Carencro receptions. He's able to get the football down deep into Yellowjackets territory. Back in the gun's going to be Gersey. Gersey's going to fake the handoff and turn into a runner. It's going to be quickly met with resistance. Now he breaks through a tackle, and he gets close to Papa Bear first down yardage to be dropped down just shy of the 5-yard line at the 6. We'll call it 2nd and 1 for the Bears.
A little bit of pace right here we're seeing with the Carencro offense. They're quickly returning back to the line, trying to really push things in terms of tempo right here.
Gersey back in the gun. Twin receivers to the far side. Sets the line of scrimmage. He's going to hand the football straight up the gut. No, he's going to keep it across the right-hand side of the line of scrimmage and cue the horns. It's a Papa Bear touchdown. That's a big boy fencing touchdown as Carencro extends the lead. It's now 20-0 with 1:46 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
So the big pace push from this Carencro offense and a ton of Carson Gersey running the ball right there.
Watch this replay right now as Carson Gersey faked the handoff and was able to go into the end zone. Look, he had us, Coach. I thought he gave the football up the middle, but he was able to give the foot to take it across the right-hand side of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a sideline warning against the Bears.
Yeah, I think somebody got their feelings hurt after the last PAT right there. And so as a result, you see a very, very sensitive admonition of that as the Carencro staff will get pushed back a little bit.
Watch this. Look, we're going to see how it all transpired, Coach. Snap is down. The kick is up. Holden Link's extra point. The Milosov funeral on PAT is good as Carencro takes the 21-0 lead with 1:46 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter. I'm going to cue it to my guy, Benji Desatel, as we look to see the touchdown run again by Carson Gursey. He had me shook.
Oh, yeah. And
he had me shook, right?
And that replay is still a work in progress. And here we go.
Look at it. He faked the handoff, and he was able to go along the right-hand side. Look, a great ball fake by Carson Gursey.
Two good blocks by Mason Roger and Cayman George right there. Help spring
Look at the block, man. I'll take it right there from Cayman George, dominating the man across the inline, Coach.
Gotta love bringing it up for a quick one. And that'll bring Matthew Latham back out to tee it up from the 40-yard line. We've seen a variety of kicks thus far. We've seen some changes in the kicking game in a various amount of ways. We see Holden Link, as of a week ago, really take all the kicking duties. And how about this one?
Recovered by the Bears.
Latham goes with the onside look as we wait for the official
1st and 10, Carencro.
call, but it looks like Carencro got it off of the Carem, and it'll be Bears football at the 49-yard line of the Yellowjackets.
And, I mean, just honestly, if you're new Iberian, if you weren't expecting that, based on the fact that they did the last one, it was just a bad kick, not so hot. Just took a little while for the white hat to actually get back to the actual what will now be the line of scrimmage. Like, waited forever to get the actual official call right there, but no doubt in the mind of Matthew Latham and the Carencro kickoff coverage, and that'll bring the Bears out to the 49-yard line. Gursey back at it.
Gursey back in the gun, running back to his right. He's going to put him in motion. It's going to be Taylor. Now he's going to throw the football to Kaiden Davis. He's going to collect himself. He gets it across the 40. Now he's across the 30. Davis is going to be across the 20. Looking to shake a tackler. He gets inside the 10-yard line before he's finally took down. It's going to be a Papa Bear first down for the Golden Bears offense.
Great play call, great execution. And one of my favorite things right now is getting the ball in the hands of other guys. I mean, you can always go to Babineau. He's going to find a way to get open all the time. But you got a guy like Davis who's 6'3", 6'4", is just loaded with potential. Just a matter of getting him to reach it in every single game. And right there you saw a great flash of everything that Davis is capable of.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. There is a flag on the play. It will be a sideline warning. Carencro getting a little too excited on this near sideline as they'll just reset it. That's their second sideline warning, so they'll be penalized 5 yards. So it'll be first and goal from the 15 now as Carson Gursey sets the line.
I've never seen 2 sideline warnings in a 21-0 game, but
usually you'll have like a running clock when that happens, Coach. Gursey back in the gun. He's going to hand the football off to Taylor. Taylor gets it across the 10, makes a man miss across the 5. It'll be finally brought down at the 5-yard line. It'll bring up second and goal from the 5 with 1:06 left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
I got to tell you, like, now my number one thing is watching the sideline now. I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, who is getting this? I mean, I know Gavin was a little fired up before. Is it him? Is it the kids?
Back in the gun. He's going to hand it off to Taylor. Taylor's met with resistance but pushes forward. It'll be tackled down at the 3-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 and bring up third and goal for Carencro with less than 30 seconds left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
I got to tell you, I'm very impressed with Kylan Taylor right there. Hitting the backfield and finds a way to surge forward for 2 yards right there. Love that.
Gursey back in the gun with trips to his right. He's going to hand the football off to the left, and it's going to be brought into the end zone. Taylor goes in, and you could cue the horn. It's a big boy Fenson touchdown. Carencro extends the lead. It's now 27-0 with 14 seconds left to play in the Chief Anderson first quarter.
So the points are racking up. You know, there's 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Carencro is going to push this pace. There's going to be no doubt about it. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a challenge from Gavin Peters to even move faster on the offensive end. So we've got an interesting 3 quarters in front of us, brother.
Are you trying to say we should get home quick? They're going to whip it out quick to the left-hand side and go for 2. The Molossos Funeral Home PAT is good, and Carencro extends the lead. It's 29-0 with 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Excuse me, make that the Chief Anderson first quarter. We're going to stick right here. Coach, the pace of play that you talked about that they want to play with, they want to extend the lead, they want to make sure that they establish themselves. They've done that so far tonight.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, I know it was an emphasis with Coach Peters and this crew. I think that they feel like when they went back and looked at film over the last couple of weeks in series that they came out and pushed tempo, they went instant, no huddle. They were very successful when they were doing that. And so I think that's something that they want to capitalize further, you know, in the season. And to be honest, and it's not trying to be a slight towards New Iberia, but it is reality that this would be a good game to work on that. If you can improve tempo, if you can put people on their heels, and that's what they're doing thus far.
Absolutely, Coach. And I want to give a shout-out to my dad, Brian Viator, who said we didn't sound quite crisp early in the ball game. He just gave me thumbs up. Said we sound all good as Carencro was able to score 29 points in this Chief Anderson first quarter. Latham fakes the run up. Now he's going to tee it up and let it rip. It's going to be received just inside the 25-yard line. Carencro does a good job, though, coming in and making a thunderous tackle. Looked like that was Jay Zeno tackling the ball carrier just shy of the 30-yard line at the 29.
You know, and if anyone was to be critical and say, oh, they went for 2 at that point, at that juncture, or they kicked the onside point, Carencro is going to keep doing what they do. They do that regardless of the score. That's part of the game. That's part of their identity. And if you're going to do that against good teams, you've got to be it against teams that you're much better than.
You got to continue to put it on film, Coach.
Yeah,
that's the most important
thing. It's not Carencro's job to stop doing what they do.
Landry back in the gun. He's going to throw the football, trying to find the slant pattern inside, but it's going to be passing complete. Guess who was in coverage? Chance Babineau. That'll do it for the Chief Anderson first quarter. When we come back, it'll be time for the Pat Sprinting second quarter, where your Golden Bears lead 29-0 on homecoming right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back to homecoming night at the Open Air Crow Dome. Your Golden Bears lead 29-0 after a quarter of play. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the New Iberia Yellowjackets at their own 31-yard line. Landry back in the gun. He's going to hand the football up, straight up the gut. Carencro does a good job by Rontrell Woods making contact just past the line of scrimmage. Was able to drag him down just across the 35-yard line at the 36.
Saw number 6, Kendrick John Lewis with the ball right there. You know, as a guy that we talked about, had been the quarterback for a number of games for this new Iberia team. You know, he's a workhorse, and poor guy, he was very frustrated at that last play before the quarter ended. You know, it's got to be tough. You know, you're 0-4. You know, you're giving everything you got. And speaking of giving everything you got, pulls out a great run right there. Going to pick up a big first down for New Iberia. That'll move the sticks all the way up to the 43-yard line.
Jean Lewis is going to pick up the first down for the Yellowjackets as to get the football right at midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 New Iberia at the 50-yard line. Landry sets the line. He's going to hand the football off. Another try across the left, but a good job this time by Carencro setting the edge and coming up with a tackle on the 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Yellowjackets.
Decent tackle right there by Amari Dennis, you know, a name we called a bunch a couple years ago, and it's kind of gotten phased out of the secondary game a little bit as a couple other guys emerged. And speaking of emerging, number 74, Irving Knight, the big senior, getting some action for the first time of the year. Irving's a big dude, Blaine. 6'6", 295 pounds.
Big fella, Coach.
Love to see Big Irv getting in there.
They get Jean Lewis across the left-hand side. He'll cross it just across the 45 down to the 44. In on the tackle for the Bears was Hayden Monroe. 3rd and 4. Yellowjackets. They're going to hand it off again. This time Carencro almost has him in the backfield. He's able to come up the tackle and look to come up with a first down play. There is a flag that came out really late for the Carencro sideline. Coach, I couldn't imagine that wouldn't anything.
No, it was continued contact from the field of play into the sideline, and there was nothing malicious.
Man, I don't know about that call.
I mean, I'd be the first one to say that a Carencro player was in the wrong right there.
Man,
but
I don't
you
know
had
about that one.
continued contact from the field into the sideline, and I mean, obviously the official thought that the guys could have pulled up right there, and I just don't know that actually could have happened right there.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellowjackets at the Carencro 21-yard line. Landry's going to hand the football off to Jean Lewis up the middle, and Carencro's going to stack them up at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be no gain on the play to bring up 2nd and 10.
If you ask me, I would say I don't want to go back and see that one again, but I think New Iberia was set right there.
They got Carencro for face mask.
That would have been a flag before the play ever necessarily started.
How about
instead,
that? 5-yard
Carencro
incidental face mask against Carencro as they'll bring this football down to the 16-yard line of the Bears. It'll be 1st and 4 for the Yellowjackets. Landry, trip receivers to the far side. He's going to reset Jean Lewis to his left. He's going to hand the football off. Jean Lewis is going to try to bring it out to his right. He's going to be drugged down in the backfield. Great job by Carencro, really resetting the edge and be a no gain on the play. Looking for a number there. I believe that was Hayden Monroe. Did a tremendous job setting the edge for the Bears.
Yeah, I think you're right. I thought that was Hilaire, but I think that's our guy, number 11, the big sophomore, Hayden Monroe, did a really good job fighting through the block to make that play.
Landry's going to be back in the gun. Trip receivers. Going to fake the hand. No, he's going to give it to Jean Lewis. Jean Lewis tries the middle of the field. He's hunting towards first down yardage. He'll be tackled just shy or at the 10, and it'll be a first down for the Yellowjackets.
So great time for the Carencro defense to bow up a little bit right here. We see him experimenting with a different look up front. Mentioned number 74, Irving Knight, but there's also number 77, Joel Claiborne, another big body, kind of new to the team up there.
Landry's going to hand the football off to Jean Lewis. Jean Lewis is going to spin out of attacker just across the 10. He'll finally be brought down at the 7-yard line of the Bears. It'll bring up 2nd and goal for the Yellowjackets.
You know, and situationally, this is a great time. We're talking about two guys who are essentially, I guess you'd call them some second-teamers theoretically right now, but a great time for them to get better. Claiborne, a junior, first year back with the team, great opportunity for him.
Landry rushes the football, going to hand it off to the right-hand side. Coming in quickly was Will Laverne to race him into the backfield at the 9. It'll bring up 3rd and goal for the Yellow Jackets after the 2-yard loss.
Yeah, I'd love to see that explosion right there, huh? From Will Laverne, coming from more of a linebacker spot. You know, we've seen his hand on
more
the
natural,
ground.
right?
Man, yeah. I mean,
Explode.
We're
I think
kind
that
of
was a
used
good
to
word.
seeing his hand on the ground a lot, but boy, coming from standing up.
They're going to hand the football off, and he's going to try to run through a tackle, and he will into the end zone. Yellow Jackets will get on the board for the first time tonight on 3rd and goal. It's now 29-6 with 7:49 left to play in the second quarter.
Oh, we talked about pace and the pace of the Carencro offense, but you really saw a little bit of pace from New Iberia right there, kind of catching Carencro not ready for that play right there. And Will Laverne was kind of ISO'd one-on-one right there, and we talked so good about him on the last one. And, you know, I mean, he was there. He made contact and was left with, I think, a hand, a T-shirt looked like.
The kick is down. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it's good. It's now 29-7 with 7:49 left to play in the Pat Sprinting second quarter. We're going to step aside when we come back. Let's see if the Crow Bears can answer right here on your home for Carencro High football. Mustangs 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network. Into the open air Crow Dome. It's homecoming night. Your Golden Bears lead 29-7 with 7:49 left to play in the Pat Sprinting second quarter. Carencro just allowed the Yellow Jackets to go length of the field and score a touchdown for the first time tonight. Coach, you just mentioned tackling's been an issue. We wanted to see it get better. We're going to continue to watch that as Duffy catches it just inside the 10-yard line. Duffy looks to get across the 25, shakes the tackler. Now he's going backwards at the 20, looking to get the corner, trying to shake back, and he's going to go through a couple guys before he's dropped at the 22-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, always one of those things when Duffy's catching the ball. Whether
you got to live with that.
It's the punt return, it's the kick return. You kind of, you know, we saw the opening kick return, and we saw him let it go in the end zone. It was like, okay, that's safe. We like that. And then, you know, very returnable ball right there. And
with Duffy, you hold your breath in a good way and a bad way. I'll take it every time, Coach. 1st and 10, Carencro, Guernsey back in the gun at their own 23-yard line. Twin receivers to the far side. He's going to bring Duffy across the formation. Hand the football off. There'll be a flag on the play. Coach, I keep seeing 21 involved in the offense. He's a little different on our program. I don't believe there's Jeremy Arson now.
No, I don't think
that's
so.
Baptiste, right?
I think that's Carde Baptiste.
Second quarter score, St. Thomas More 7, Westgate 6.
Looks like right now Bayham is going to be in at the tailback position. Right there, our guy Cayman George taking off a little too quickly before that one got snapped.
He's going to hand the football off, and that was Bayham across the 20-yard line, going to get down to the 21.
Flag will come out right there, and all indications would tend to be that's going to be a face mask against New Iberia. So that'll definitely move the sticks and bring up a first down if my guesstimations are correct.
I've been with you for a long time. Your guesstimations are always fun, Coach.
They're always fun. They're
This
just not
one's right,
always
though.
right.
This one is right. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It's not the personal foul variety, as that football will be down at the 26-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
See, that's why
Is
my
it still first
guesstimation
down?
was
Is it second
halfway
down?
correct.
We have some of our favorite referees in the press box, but
The marker
I believe
says
it'll be first down.
So
it's 1st and 7. It'll be a handoff straight up the middle. Running across the middle will be T.J. Jackson, just getting across the 30 down to the 31. So it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Bears.
Second down and 3.
Yep,
Carencro.
as confirmed by our guy on the PA, Amos
I trust
Baptiste.
Amos Baptiste more than about anybody, Coach.
He is Johnny on the spot. He's got the eyes. He's a Carencro grad. He's everything that we love.
First down.
TJ Jackson's going to get the carry straight up the middle, and he's going to push towards that 35-yard line, just shy, but it is enough yards for the Papa Bear first down.
Injured Yellowjacket
There's a
on the
new
field.
Iberia Yellow Jacket that's down on the field, and just at the point, because I guess somebody read what I was about to say. You know, this might be the kind of drive that you want right now. You're subbing a little bit if you're Carencro, in terms of guys who are in there right now, and man, can you just run the ball a little bit, get some first downs, move it down the field, huh?
We're going to take ourselves a tire boss timeout. When we come back, it'll be first down for the Golden Bears, right here on your favorite network, the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the open air Crow Dome. Your Golden Bears lead the New Iberia Yellowjackets 29-7 with 6:35 left to play in the Pat Sprinting second quarter. Gursey back in the gun, sets the line of scrimmage, looking to throw the football down the field. He's going to let it heave deep, looking for a man one-on-one. I believe he was looking for Babineau, who was draped all over him across the 30. They'll call it passing complete, but I think there is a flag on the play, and we'll get personal foul roughing the passer on the Yellowjackets.
Wow. And
Tell
that's
us,
going to
Coach.
be a big one. As you could see, the zeal and zest. How about that for our vocabulary words? 2 Z's today. Zeal and zest of the white hat official right there as he throws the first flag down, which is going to be roughing the passer, and then he throws the hat for the extra emphasis for the unsportsmanlike personal foul. So that's 30. Check my math on that, buddy. 30 yards down the
I
field.
won't do that, but I will tell you that's 2 Papa Bear first downs into Yellowjackets territory. We'll see where they finally spot the football, but after the roughing of the passer, unsportsmanlike conduct, we'll call it the 36-yard line of the Yellowjackets as Gursey's going to remain in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side. He'll have one back to his left. B. White is the lone receiver to the right. He's going to send Jeremy Arsenault to his right, and he's going to turn into a runner. He has plenty of running room up the right-hand side, and he's going to get across the 25, and that's another Papa Bear first down as Carson Gursey's looking to hunt.
And there's a new Iberia player right there. That's number 1, Ronjaven Robert. Kind of a linebacker right there that the young sophomore Mr. Finney brought down the field and kind of smashed. I think he might have hurt his hand right there.
I like to see it. Gursey back in the gun. This time he's going to hand the football off to the right side. It's going to be Arsenault. Arsenault's looking for the 15 to be tackled just shy at the 16, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, really good run right there by Germany Arsenault, but flag definitely of the personal foul nature. Just a matter of seeing what it is or who it is and what it is.
Germany Arsenault is not a guy that we've seen catch the football a ton this year. It's interesting to see him now in week 5 getting some carries in district contests on homecoming night.
Personal foul against New Iberia.
It's going to be a personal foul against the Yellowjackets as this football is going to be down deep into Yellowjackets territory. That's going to be a Papa Bear first down as they're going to lay the sticks down inside the 10. They'll finally drop this football down at the 8-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Bears.
So a little bit about some of the upcoming talent for the Bears. Germany Arsenault, a junior, just loaded with potential. Love to see him have a breakout game tonight, and that's the second guy that Mr. Finney has kind of flattened out tonight.
Gursey looking to throw the football out into the flats. He's looking to find his guy, B. White, at the goal line. It's going to go in and out of the hands. It'll be passing complete to bring up second and goal from the 8.
Yeah, the normally sure-handed Brendan Cormier right there.
There was defender, though, there.
Yeah, defender was in a good spot. Guernsey put it just about in the absolute best place he could do. Oh, B. White just not able to bring it all the way in right there.
Guernsey's been really good pointing the football. This time he's going to hand the football off. It's going to be Bayham. Bayham hunting for the end zone. He's going to go into the end zone. Cue the horn. That's a big boy fencing touchdown, as there is a flag on the play, as we'll wait what it says.
Looks like this one might come back, partner.
Yeah, I think indication on the Yellowjackets look like they're going to bring this back against the Bears.
Yeah, I see
we'll
a lot
wipe off the touchdown.
And Christopher Bayham's got to be saying, "Come on, guys, this one was mine.
My
Come
guy's
on,
been hunting, man. My guy's looking for a spot, you know." We'll see where they finally spot this football down at the 18-yard line of the Yellowjackets. It'll be second and goal. As Mr. Amos Baptiste keeps us honest. Guernsey back in the gun. Twin receivers to the far side. Bayham to his left. Guernsey sets the line of scrimmage and sends Bayham out in motion. Now looking to throw the football. Guernsey looking to become a runner. Now he throws it. It's going to be caught into the end zone. Cue the horns. ATL. Deshaun Jenkins touchdown as Carencro is able to strike.
Deshaun Jenkins able to bring down his first TD of the season.
Look at this pass right here. On the run, he's able to find ATL into the end zone as Jenkins, for the first time this year, Coach.
Yep. And
finds Peter.
You know, watching it again, watch Guernsey
Look
on
at
this
Guernsey.
play.
Exactly.
What
a play.
This is a sophomore making this play.
Guernsey.
This is not average.
Look at this. On the run, hums it.
That's not
Jenkins.
average. That's not average, guys. Average high school sophomores don't do that. That's special.
My goodness. That was a big boy fencing touchdown. Unfortunately, Carencro elected to go for two on the Melanson Student Home PAT, and it was no good. Nonetheless, the Golden Bears lead 35-7 with 5:07 left to play in the Pats Printing second quarter. When we come back, the Golden Bears will see if they can't do it on defense right here on your home for Carencro High football. Mustang 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network. Dome, where your Golden Bears lead 35-7 with 5:07 left to play in the Pats Printing second quarter. It's homecoming night in the Golden Bears. Latham's going to point both ways and try to kick this out towards the boundary. It's going to check up quickly across the 30 and bounce. Carencro had an opportunity to fall on it. Boy, that was an opportunity at the 28-yard line of the Yellowjackets. I believe they were able to corral the football. Nonetheless, excellent execution by the special teams.
Yeah, I tell you what, Latham came up and he looked like, you know, when you're hitting the cue ball and you're hitting it into the 8 ball, right? Or no, I'm sorry. The 8 ball's right near the ball you're trying to put in the hole, and you kind of just stop it short right there.
Kind of like you hitting the pitching wedge into the green.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, right, Coach?
As long as I've got the right club, it's money.
Landry back in the gun.
Might be counterfeit money.
John Lewis with him. He's going to hand the football off across the formation and met quickly with resistance. Great job by Carencro setting the edge that time. I believe that was number 83, Kelvin Hilaire. My guy. Tackling him down. Huge loss back at the 22-yard line of the Yellowjackets.
Hilaire, a guy who's gotten a ton of playing experience on this Golden Bear team over the last few years and just really continues to get better and better. And honestly, part of the biggest part of his development is just as he gets older and bigger, as he develops size, he's getting better every single Friday night.
Back in the gun, Landry One running back to his left. Going to hand the football off, trying the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage, cleaning it up. Will Laverne right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe a gain of one of the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
And I feel for this new Iberia team right now. You know, if you go back historically in the game of football, teams have made adjustments when they're not that good, and they found ways to come up with the wing tee offense and some trickery and ways to push people around when they really can't push people around and eat the clock. And this passing game is not eating the clock.
Landry looking to throw the football. He's going to try his his running back out in the flats. But, boy, Rontrell Woods read it like a book. Met him with thunder and is going to be passing complete to bring up 4th and long. Coach, this is what this defense needed, though, right? They had to execute. They had to come out. They had to show this on film. And so far tonight, they have.
They have, but, you know, it can't be false hope. This is a team that got beat 60-0 by Acadiana a week ago. This is no discredit to the young men over there, but this is a bad New Iberia team, and it cannot be a sense of false hope going into a game next Thursday against a good Lafayette High team.
Blocked by Rontrell Woods. The football's going to bounce inside the 25. It's going to be picked up by Will Laverne and go into the end zone. It's cue the horn. It's a big boy fencing touchdown. It's 41-7 with 3:13 left to play in the pass printing second quarter.
And I tell you what, there's one fired up guy on the field more than anybody else, and that's undoubtedly Will Laverne, right? But I'm going to tell you who's really fired up is I'm looking down at his grandfather and grandmother. And for those of you guys that don't know, Will's grandfather is Nelson Schecksnyder. He is the former longtime athletic director of the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, was a football player himself in his own right for the Cajuns way back when, before they were the Cajuns, I do believe. And I know that in his heart he has got to be some fired up.
Quickly, they're going to go for 2 and pushes it into the end zone. Momentarily, we'll call the Melanson Funeral Home PAT good for 2, but there is a flag along this far sideline.
I'm thinking that they're going to go ahead and say that Carson wasn't set right there, like he came straight up to the center. And for the official down on this side, the Carencro sideline, who may have just called every single penalty tonight for the most part, he wasn't set. And, I mean, in all honesty, he wasn't set.
Carson Gers is going to put a knee down at the 14-yard line as Holden Link will await the snap. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. Carencro extend the lead. It's now 42-7 with 2:26 left to play in the pass sprinting second quarter. When we come back, can the Carencro Bears put them away on homecoming night right here on your home for Carencro High football? Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network. Carencro Dome, where your Golden Bears lead 42-7 with 1:32 left to play in the Pat sprinting second quarter. Quickly kicked up to the right-hand side. Is going to be received by the Yellowjackets and brought down at the 25-yard line. It was our guy Matt Latham. He goes so quick, Coach. It's hard to understand where he's going to go.
You never know what's coming, and I mean, I guess that's part of it. That's part of kind of the whole mystique. The mystique of this Carencro kicking game is you never know if it's going to be onside. You never know if it's going to be short. You don't know if it's going to be directional. Don't know if it's going to be sky. You don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I'm sure hoping that Gavin Peters knows.
It's homecoming night, so there's a lot of shenanigans. Look at the kids dancing on the sideline. I don't know.
Yeah,
Coach Peters will much care for that.
Yeah, I don't think GP would like that very much, and that goes back. They can't get ahead of themselves right now. It's great. It's great to be up, but
39.
we have to keep things in perspective here.
39
right?
seconds left to play in the Pats Sprinting second quarter. I want to talk to you about this because you've been in these kind of situations. And, look, this is I'm not trying to throw any shade towards the barrier right here, but you've played against teams that you might have been a little outmanned against. How do you coach the kids and continue the effort and the intensity in the second half?
And it's hard because you go into the week of preparation, and probably as a coach, you know it. You know what should happen, right? And part of the problem is the kids know it should happen. But how much you actually reveal to them is the hard part. That's the fine line where,
How do you do it, Coach? Do you let them know, or are you like
I think to a certain extent you can't dance around. Kids aren't stupid. They know. They've got social media. They know what everybody does these days more than ever.
Internet's.
So I think you have to kind of be honest without being honest. You have to kind of say, hey, the thing that's the most important is doing what we do week to week, and that's focusing on each play by play, working at the process. This game isn't the end all. But the big, I think with that being said, if you didn't do that if you didn't do that in the week before, you can't do that right now. You can't say, if you didn't go into the Barb game saying the same thing, if you didn't go into the Zachary game the same thing, you've got to treat every single week the same.
They're going to reset the clock at 1:05. I'm glaring to my right at the officials. Landry back in the gun. Twin receivers to the far side, Jean Lewis to his left. Landry's going to set the line, and I'll look to throw the football. It's going to be whipped out and almost intercepted by Derek Lotz, but caught across the 40 and brought towards midfield and be tackled right at the 50 for the Yellowjackets. It's going to be 1st and 10 with 57 seconds left to play in the Pats Sprinting second quarter.
In one of the things that we do within our program, we talk about the Rudyard Kipling poem "If," and it says, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, and that's the hard part. It's easy as an adult to understand that victories and losses are, it's a term that you put to an outcome. It's the process part, right? It's the Nick Saban part.
Nick Saban says every opponent's the same.
Right.
Landry couldn't come up with the snap. He was able to fall on the football just shy of the 45, down at the 46-yard line. Well, they'll call it the 45. It'll be a timeout for Carencro with 27 seconds left to play in the Pats Sprinting second quarter. Is that what you do, Coach? You give them a little Shakespeare? You give them a little –
well, we'll hit on a couple things like that
that's in your realm, though, right?
It's
kind of
in my
wheelhouse.
Realm. There's a couple poems that we'll kind of go to, and we'll
look at us.
We'll rely. We'll rely on those things as something that we're going to look at. When you look at the Rudyard Kipling poem and that part. If you can,
you have to school me, Coach.
If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, those are merely the names that you give the outcome of every single game. But week 2 isn't the most important week. Week 5 isn't the most important week, in football. The most important week is week 15. That's the one that really matters, right? And everything is a build-up to get to there. Nick Saban said the same thing. It's about to get to the college football playoffs. And so it's that process along the way.
Got to love the process. 2nd and 15 for the Yellowjackets. Landry back in the gun. Football is zone 45. Looking to throw the football down the field. Plenty of time. He's going to let it hum deep. He's going to be picked off by Wilson Landry at the 20. Landry's going to make one man miss and get it to the 25 before he's finally tackled down. We'll call that a best stop turnover as Carencro's going to get the football on that turnover, Coach. Look, that's what they needed, though, right? A little motivation, a little momentum. This defense needs to eat off of that.
Yeah, if it works to their advantage, if the staff can turn this into everything that they need to go into the second half of the season, it's absolutely great. But that's going to become the hard part going into film on Saturday. Can you take this and use it constructively to craft the second half of your season? We'll see Carencro come right back out now. They'll ball be spotted at the 25-yard line after the Landry reception.
New Iberia.
We'll get another timeout by New Iberia. And between them
trying to
throwing
get
the
home,
ball
though,
so
right,
much
Coach?
and them calling timeouts,
Man.
I don't understand what's going on here.
They must not have nothing cold on with them waiting at home.
Man, oh man! I mean, somebody's got to have somebody not happy with them at home because
41-7.
I don't understand a lot of things right now in this game. I get maybe throwing the ball right there because I mean it's probably just as good as a punt, right?
But Carencro's getting the football right to start the second half. You got to play make it, take it. You would think maybe they want to get some guys some reps in the second half, and they could put something away here. You see all these starters still on the field, and rightfully so. On homecoming night, leading 41-7 with 17 seconds left to play in the Pats Burning second quarter. I think this is an opportunity for Carencro to put it away and get the football and really be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah, if I'm Carencro right here, I'm chunking it. 17 seconds.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to score
What do you have to lose, Coach? Guernsey, back in the gun.
Wow.
Football at his own 25-yard line. Back in the gun. Twin receivers to the far side. Duffy in near tight. Looking to throw it deep, has plenty of time. Now he's dancing in the pocket. He's going to let it hum deep and throwing the football to T.J. Jackson just across midfield. Jackson was trying to work back towards the football. They'll call it incomplete. I don't believe the defender got his head back in the round for the football. But, Coach, up 41-7, you really expect to get that call?
Yeah, I mean, undoubtedly, if I'm going to try to look to get a penalty, I am going to bring the ball to this sideline, just saying. But Jackson's defender, I think he got a look back early on, and he didn't have a chance to come back to the ball, but no foul, no harm right there. Still got 8 seconds.
Guernsey looking to throw it. He's going to hum it to his guy, Brandon Duffy. Duffy looking for sideline room. He's going to go out of bounds at the 35. That's enough yardage for the Papa Bear first down as he'll step out of bounds with 2 seconds left to play in the Pats printing second quarter.
Now, I would venture to say that this might be a kneel right here, but then
I don't know if that's in his DNA. Coach.
But then on the other side, this might be everybody go long. 9 routes everywhere.
You ever seen Coach Gavin Peters just want to knee it? We're not giving mercy knees out here. Guernsey looking to throw the football. He's going to let it throw deep. It's going to be caught out into the flats by T.J. Jackson across the 50.
Great catch.
If anything, though, it'll stack the statistics across at the 48. That'll be enough for a Papa Bear first down, and that is all they had for the first half. When we come back, it'll be time for the halftime show as we'll bring it live to you from the open-air Crow Dome. It'll be time for the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show. We'll give you stats, scores, and halftime of homecoming right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network.
To being our homecoming.
Welcome back into the halftime show of the Carencro Golden Bears homecoming night right here at the Open Air Crow Dome. Of course, this is the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show. Your Golden Bears lead 41-7. Coach, it's been a night of the Golden Bears just striking quick, striking fast, and striking in a hurry.
Yeah, and as we alluded to earlier, Gavin Peters had a plan coming in. He wanted to speed up the tempo of everything that was going on, and that comes from film. A lot of times people watching at home, they might think that guys just show up on Friday nights and decide what to do, essentially.
It's not Madden, Coach.
Yeah, it's not quite Madden. It doesn't really work that way. And this Carencro staff, they look at the trends, they look at the data, they look at all the statistics, and they notice how successful the percent of success that the Carencro offense had when they're essentially in they're kind of they have a particular name for it. I'm not going to tell you guys at home what that is, but it's the quick fire area. When they're going to go no huddle, when they're going to push the tempo, they're going to speed everything up. They're going to try to eliminate the defense from being able to sub. And we haven't seen it full speed, I don't think we've seen it to the extent that we saw it against a Zachary, a LCA in the last drive, against Barb in a moment or so. But we've seen a push from it.
You put up 41 points in a half of football. I don't care if you're playing Sister of the Blind. I'm pretty impressed. I think this is what they wanted to do. They came out and accomplished what they wanted to do, and they did it with a little bit of thought to it. If you ask me, if you ask Coach Sebo or you ask Coach, Coach Jordan Romero, they probably wouldn't like to see the 7.
Yeah.
But
I think our guy Kobe Pettis is a booth away up here in the press box, and he's done such a good job with this Carencro defense over the last couple of years. And boy, I ask if there's one thing you could take back, Kobe Pettis, what would it be? You know what he's going to say. It's going to be that score. But to their credit, there were some big substitutions that were done up front. And at the day, that's going to be something that I'm sure they're going to use when they go into film tomorrow morning, and they're going to take those guys and say, hey, you got your opportunity right here, and we got scored on. Now, it comes down to much more than that, obviously, and you still have a potent running back in our guy, number 6, Kendrick Jean Lewis from New Iberia. But, man, I think overall that Carencro offense is just explosive, and if you're a parent, let's be honest, you want tonight because you want to see stats.
You want to take the pictures, right? You want to have a good time. It's homecoming night right here from the Open Air Crow Dome. Of course, this is the Nolan's Lawnmower Carencro halftime show. Your Golden Bears on offense tonight, deadly. 346 yards of total offense, 117 yards rushing, 209 yards passing. Rushing the football.
How about the rushing yards? Give them that. Give him the rushing yards, Blaine.
And look, rushing the football. Carson Gursey, 51 yards. T.J. Jackson, 44 yards. And look, we're going to watch right here. Look at Gursey, the way he's able to whip the football out to our guy, Kendrick Bernard. Kendrick Bernard, the senior, makes a guy miss, gances into deep territory. Like, this is the guy who's third in the program as far as getting reception. So I love to see the ability of him getting the football into space, and that's the exact offense that we want to see tonight.
Yeah, and let's talk about KB. Let's talk about Kendrick Bernard for a second. He is, as you mentioned, third all-time in receptions, and there have been some pretty good guys that have put their name on that list, right? There's some NFL guys who have their name on that list, and
Bill Sampe, Quentin Lawrence, Steve Nolan. I mean, I could keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of them, and KB has ultimately kind of become one of the true team players of this team, as Babineau has moved to a full-time spot at receiver. The guy has gotten it done, and every time that they've needed something, Babineau has really kind of been the answer, which, part of Babineau being the answer is you always have to be wary of Kendrick Bernard, right? You always have to know where he is, and so it's a mixed bag of Babineau getting a little more attention from the offense. Babineau getting a little more attention from the defense, but yet the young man has been steady as a rock through it. He hasn't let any of that affect him. He's been the
I love that
ultimate
guy.
team
He brings
player.
his lunch pail. He's a
Every
lunch
single
pail
day.
guy, man.
Every day.
He's
He
a
is-
hard hitter.
He is a hard hat guy. He's going to show up every single day with the hard hat. He's going to do work. He's played through pain the entire year. He's had a nagging little injury that's kind of bothered him a little bit and affected some things. It's bothered him since August. You haven't heard about it. You haven't seen him.
He ain't been on. Look, I promise you, he has not been on the Oshner Lafayette General Sports Medicine injury report.
Absolutely
ever.
not, because he's just that tough. He's played through it the entire time, and getting to see him make those big plays right there. We saw it in the Jamboree. Glad that we're able to see it tonight. I'm hoping that we get to see a whole lot more of it
I love
in
it.
about the next 9 to 10 weeks.
And you know what I love about it? The whole family, Carencro, through and through.
Through and through.
From the dad to the uncle to everybody. His mom, shout out to that family.
His uncle's on the field.
Well,
with him. Hey,
come on, man. Wilson Lynch is on the field. Let's give a shout out to our guy, though. I know we don't want to take away from what he's done, but how about our guy, Cbab? 140 yards tonight, 2 touchdowns on the field. Do I have to go let Coach know that they can get the ball to him in the second half? Because last week, 193 didn't even touch it in the second half. I asked him on the GP Are You With Me show. He looked at me, look, you should have seen the side eye, Coach. You know how that goes, right? You know how that happens, right? You've seen that kind of stuff from your perspective.
You're not.
That's my
playing,
job, though, right? That's
you're
my
not,
job.
That's your job, and certainly not his, right? and deep down, it probably really kills him. Because the one thing about this team is the amount of love that goes on, between players, between the coaches. It's a little bit different. We've said those things about some of the Carencro sports programs that are very different than everybody else. There's a level of love, there's a level of trust, and GP wants to see everybody get their stats up. Because hey, at the end of the day, if everybody's stats are up, that means GP is up. That means the whole coaching staff is up. That means the football program.
Coach Joey DeWire and company,
is,
they said they don't have to run sprints tomorrow. Nobody's rolling. Everybody's in a good mood.
It's great for everybody, but there's a balance that comes with it, and Babineau comes into the night being the leading receiver in the Acadiana area. I believe he just moved into another notch of the Carencro record books as the most receiving touchdowns.
Most receiving touchdowns ever now.
Ever.
That's 22. He has now in the history of the program.
And he's got to go back to Chance Caesar for a bunch of those, and he better buy Chance Caesar.
Them guys better be going to like KOK or something tonight, right?
Yeah, there better be a good Christmas present given from chance to chance right there. I miss being able to say a chance to chance connection right there, but there were certainly a few that came through the air with Chance Caesar to Babineau.
We're going to step aside for the first time tonight in the Nolan's Lawnmower Carencro halftime show. When we come back, we're going to crown ourselves a homecoming queen, and we'll talk about scores from around the area right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1, the Carencro Bears Network.
program this past summer.
Welcome back into the Open Air Crow Dome. Your Golden Bears lead 41-7 after the first half of play on homecoming night against the new Iberia Yellowjackets. Coach, has been all Golden Bears all night long, and similar right now as we look at the homecoming court. A bunch of beautiful young ladies, fine-looking folks, and a bunch of, community leaders as well. I love to see what we have right now going on for the Carencro High community.
Yeah, as always, just a phenomenal group of young ladies who are out here. I wish I had a clue as to who was about to be awarded the queen spot, but none of us have any idea. I think there's only about 2 people right now in the universe that know it. It is one of the greatest secrets known to mankind, held in an envelope for days on end. Our court awaits us now. Everyone has made their way with their parents and their escorts.
Trinity Pete, Coach, I believe this is going to be the second maid of the night. I love, Coach, this is the CHS burning in the background.
Still burning in the background.
This is my favorite of all the Carencro.
I'm going to go ahead and throw it out to our guy, Mr. H, Mr. Braxton Hartshorn. I don't remember the CHS ever making it through an entire game, and that sucker is still burning.
And they wouldn't allow it right now with the new turf. He made it happen, though, right? Across the far sideline. I'm not sure if you guys can see it at home, but the CHS is still illuminating back out in the background. And, look, I know this is going on at least as far as my dad was in school, and he graduated in '81. So I know this has been going on for a long time.
Long-time tradition at Carencro High. I remember my first homecoming as a young coach back in 1997. I'd never seen anything like that.
I was in the 7th grade.
No. I mean, I got to tell you, the class of 2005 came in toward school today. There's a great handful of
you taught those kids?
Young ladies and young men. I'm going to call them young because I got called out by some of the students that were escorting them around campus. And Coach Franchek is in that 2005 class. And they told Coach Franchek he was old. He said, well, y'all think he's old. I said, Derek said, Coach Kovac had been teaching and coaching here before I got there. He coached me in football. And so that made me feel even older, man.
Ananias Williams is first maid of the night.
Let me tell you about Aranaya.
Aranaya, there you go.
I don't know that there was enough room on the computer screen or on the dock to put all of the clubs and organizations and sports that Aranaya is a part of. Just unbelievable amount of activity that this young lady has had at Carencro High School throughout her 4 years here. I mean, she is in the band. She is on dang near every team that we have at Carencro High. She's super smart, all honors kid, awesome human being.
As we look to crown the 2025 Carencro homecoming queen, Coach Kovac obviously knows these young ladies way better than I do, and they obviously deserve all the accolades that they're getting as we wait for Coach Sanji to anoint who is the homecoming queen, Coach.
Oh, and I tell you what, we've got something special right now. We've got a number of young ladies representing some of the elementary schools and maybe even middle schools in our area. You know, a big push in our area, something that we have that's very unique in the Carencro area, is that we're a city within the parish. And what that means is, you know, Carencro High represents not only Lafayette Parish, it represents the city of Carencro. Right? You know, and there's a Carencro Middle, and there's a Bob Lilly Carencro Heights. Then we have a Live Oak that's right up the road.
My guy Benji's going to zoom in on that CHS illuminating in the backfield as we crown this homecoming queen. I think this is so cool. This is one of the things that's been in tradition at Carencro High School now for over 3 decades, and it's so awesome. I can't even tell you how it originated, Coach, but I can tell you this has been going on for a long time, and we just appreciate it as we crown the 2025 homecoming queen.
Miss Janiyah Harris!
Miss Janiyah Harris is your 2025 Carencro homecoming queen, Coach.
So Janiyah Harris takes home the Queen's title tonight, and we'll see the Carencro High administration staff going and walking out there.
How about this, Coach? Her sister was the queen last year. She's the queen this year. They get to bring that to her tonight. How about that, huh? How special of a moment it is for that family.
Wow, and I got to tell you, that was something that I did not even know.
Hey, look, I'm here, Coach. That's why I'm here. I get the updates back in the background. Miss Tammy was letting me know who everybody is, and I appreciate that every single time we can.
I see her sister wiping the tears out of her eyes right now as we speak. What a great moment. But, I mean, we celebrate a queen, we celebrate two maids, but we celebrate an absolute splendid group of young women. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just
all 10
phenomenal group of young women. Leaders in the classroom, leaders in the hallway, leaders in the clubs and organizations that they're a part of. They are some of the people who represent the very best that Carencro High is all about. And one of the reasons that, you know, we might be one of the smaller high schools in the area when you look at the student population. But when you look at what alumni of this school have done over, I mean, decade after decade. We're going to talk musicians. We're going to talk about government leaders. We're going to talk about professional athletes. We're going to talk about people who go out and make a difference every day as policemen, as firemen, as teachers, as nurses, and doctors. I mean, Carencro High has a tradition of producing unbelievable, stellar people year after year, and it's something that anybody who graduated from here and anyone who lives in our community should undoubtedly celebrate.
Exit 4, live and indirect. We appreciate everybody being part of this. We appreciate everybody here tonight, and congratulations to those young ladies. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to wrap up the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show and step in to the second half of second half of homecoming as your Carencro Golden Bears look to extend the lead of 41-7 against New Iberia right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1 and Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the open air Crow Dome where your Golden Bears lead 41-7 after a half of play. It's been a lot of fireworks both on the field and off the field as Carencro was able to dominate both statistically and on the scoreboard. Coach Krista Kovac and I enjoy bringing that straight to you at your home. And look, it's been a night where Chance Babineau continued to do what he's done all night long. Our guy Carson Gursey was able to extend his lead in the passing in the area, and we just couldn't appreciate what has happened. Our guy, Benji Desatel, is going to show us, though, how about the interception? We wanted to talk about the defense. We got the defense. Our guy, senior, number 4, the old man, Wilson Landry, coming up with the pick right here, reading it, undercutting the route, and jumping the football, and then brought it back deep into Carencro territory. How about our guy, Wilson Landry, the senior coach? Couldn't happen to a better dude. As our guy, Coach Joey Dwyer, comes join us, Coach, can we expect some more fireworks in the second half? No.
I think that was a definite no. I think that'll be running the clock, so to speak.
He didn't want to talk to us, Coach.
No, not too enthused about that. I don't think he's having a very good time right now.
Of course, right here on the Carencro Bears Network, we know how to put everybody straight on the spot as we leave the Nolan's Lawnmower halftime show and head into the Sheriff's Mark Garber third quarter. Carencro leads New Iberia 42-7 after a half of play. The Crow Bears will receive the second half kick. Look, they can take it the distance, Coach. They got guys. I've been interested.
I'd love to see it.
Right. Duffy hasn't been really involved a whole lot tonight. It'd be kind of interesting to see what they do with him in this second half, especially on this kick, if they give him an opportunity to receive.
Yeah, you know, one of the great things, I hate to say this because it's pretty selfish, but I love to see Duffy get it right here and just go the distance, and then the clock is going to be in high-speed action at that point, as we will have a running clock.
Coach Joey DeWire still didn't want to talk to us. He comes in, he comes out of the press box. He still don't want to talk to us, Coach. I don't know why. I didn't know we tried to talk to him about the offense. I don't know. He's not interested. I guess when your offense puts up 42 points at the half, he could have his main say as an offensive coordinator. The Yellowjackets will tee the football off at their own 40-yard line as they look to kick it deep to the Golden Bears. It'll be a point to the left and a point to the right. Or does he want to? I don't know.
I'm still trying to quite figure that out.
He'll kick it deep as Duffy's going to receive this football at the 5-yard line.
A little bit
Duffy's
of a
going
direction
to come into his own side boundary, makes one man miss, makes another man miss. Now looks like he's off to the races. He's across the 50. Now he's across the 40. He'll finally be tackled down at the 35-yard line of the Yellowjackets, and that's where Carencro will start their drive. Like Coach Peters said, it's movie every time you see the guy touch the football.
Yeah, I mean, just physically, he is an absolute freak of nature. I mean, he just does things that sometimes defies logic.
He's an SEC football player.
I mean, physically, he is undoubtedly an SEC football player. I mean, he has some God-given ability that is just absolutely special. And with that ability, he puts the Bears in a prime time spot to score the ball early.
At the 36-yard line is where the Bears will start their drive. Gursey back in the gun. He's going to bring Duffy across the formation. Looking to snap the football, now looking to throw it. He's going to look to throw deep. Now he's going to find Babineau across the 25. Babineau's going to make another man miss across the 20. Babineau's going to finally be drugged down at the 18-yard lines, and that's enough yards for a Papa Bear first down.
Yeah, interesting little series right there. Found Babineau wide open in the middle.
It looked like a play where Babineau's was the outlet, right? They were trying other formations and other guys deep, and Babineau just kind of sat in the zone.
Yeah, and oh boy,
he threw
quick one right there, and woo!
They threw the football quickly out into the flats to B. White as he catches it just shy of the 20 at the 21-yard line. They had pressure in his face, so they're able to drop him for about a 2-yard loss, or excuse me, a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13 for the Bears.
There are so many weapons on this Carencro team. I mean, it's just it's fun to watch, and sometimes requires a little patience if you're rooting for one kid over the other, because there are just so many options on the field.
Gursey steps up in the pocket, and he tries to deliver a strike to B. White across the 15, but it's going to be pass incomplete to bring up 3rd and 13. I believe I just heard a score from around the area where the STM Cougars trail 12-7 at the break against Westgate. Can you confirm that?
That one is going to be one that's going to be very interesting. We saw St. Thomas More kind of.
Gursey looking to throw the football. He's going to throw it deep. It's going to be right at the goal line. It's going to be intercepted. He was looking for Babineau. It's going to be picked off and brought across the 25 and brought out of bounds at the 29-yard line. And that's going to give the Yellowjackets the football.
Yeah, and it kind of got myself victimized right there by the quicker pace on offense, and I'm sitting here looking down trying to find a St. Thomas More score. Last one I pull up is Westgate 12, St. Thomas More 7 in the third. This sucker is refreshing nonstop, so it's trying to – looks like that's what we've got right there.
Fine. Yeah, it looks like in this third quarter, right?
But, I mean, they've got some good games going around the state, as always. There's some blowouts. There's some tight ones right now.
Landry back in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 29. He's going to hand the football off. Jean Lewis is going to bring it across the middle of the field and back across the 30. He'll be chopped up at the 32. It'll be a gain of 3 on the play and bring up 2nd and 7.
There's a lot of blowouts going on right now in the state. And then there's some impressive ones, some things of note. Rummel up 24-7 against previously unbeaten Brother Martin. Brother Martin just had the last second win over arch rival Jesuit last week. That's a Rummel team we saw play LCA in week 1.
Wow. Landry's going to try to find the receiver out into the flats across the 30, but it'll be pass incomplete to bring up 3rd and 7. Look, I'm not trying to throw shade, but like you that's your alma mater, right, Coach?
It is,
All right,
man.
all right.
I tell you what, that's a really interesting one. But it's got implications for the Bears as Rummel fell to LCA in week 1, and Carencro had that LCA game. Fourth
I
and
ain't wanna
20.
talk about it.
Fourth and goal from the 20, and just a
25
matter
seconds
of
to play.
making one stop with seconds on the clock. Just a brutal one. If you ask, is there one you want to get back?
I've
It's
watched-
got to be that one.
I've watched that play many a times.
Oh, I can't. I could never watch that.
They'll get the Yellowjackets with a false start on the left-hand side of the line of scrimmage. 5 yards back, it'll bring up 3rd and 13 back at the 27-yard line of the Yellowjackets. Being at Carencro for so long, is it really you really that much of a Brother Martin Crusader still?
Oh, still.
Okay.
Still.
Wanted to know.
Yeah, my heart pumps out crimson and gold, but blue and gold runs through it, though.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we understood that.
I don't know if that makes sense, and it's not
It doesn't.
technically
It doesn't.
possible biologically.
And our fans know it. It's kind of ridiculous. There was a flag on the play, and it will be false start on the Yellowjackets. So instead of 3rd and 13, we'll bring it back to 3rd and 18. I don't know if you know how to do math, but that's
No, not well.
Okay.
I'm glad you did
Well-
it right there. You're normally not right, but I think you actually got that one right, though. I've got Mr. Sanji next to me. Where,
he's laughing
where
at you with me when you're talking about
Yeah, I mean,
being still being a
Got
Brother Martin.
to rely on somebody. I mean, hey.
Landry looking to throw the football, trying this near corner. It's going to be thrown through the wide receiver's hands. In on coverage for the Golden Bears was number 15, Caden Robinson. It's going to be passing complete and bring up punting situation for the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, good job right there by Robinson. He kind of was beat off the initial lick right there and never stopped running. He ran through the inside hip of the receiver and then able to kind of high point the ball right there and just tip it away enough to bring up 4th down. That's a 4th and 17. New Iberia is going to have to punt it away, and we've seen New Iberia be a little shaky with their punt game, and there it is.
It's a punt picked up. Deshaun Jenkins, ATL, looking at the bounce. He's going to pick it up inside the 50, make one man miss, and bounce it inside the 40-yard line. How about the nifty footwork of Deshaun Jenkins? We're going to step aside when we come back. It'll be Carencro's opportunity inside the Yellowjackets territory right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the side, the open air Crow Dome. Your Golden Bears lead 42-7 with 8:52 left to play in the third. On first down, Carson Gursey kept the football along the right-hand sideline for a 1-yard gain. Looking to throw the football deep. He has a man wide open. Kaiden Davis at the goal line, but it was batted away by the defender from New Iberia.
Yeah, and, I'm going to go ahead and point a little finger right there. Gursey's got to let go of that one a little bit earlier.
That ball's got to be
Yeah,
one man has an opportunity to catch that one.
Yeah, he had some kind of I don't want to say happy feet necessarily, but he kind of took that extra gather step right there before he launched it, and it was a good ball in terms of it was gonna hit Davis on the money. It's got to come out a little bit quicker.
That football got to be in the
have
middle of the letters. Though.
Yeah, it's got to have a little more arch to it to
He knows
to get
that,
there.
though. Gursey looking to throw it deep again. This time he's going to find Babineau across the 30 at the 26-yard line. That's enough yardage for a Papa Bear first down to move the sticks. 8:30 left to play in the Mark Garber third quarter.
Babineau just has that uncanny ability to get open right there. You know, looking down the
Silky
field,
smooth.
you had Davis there, you had Kendrick Bernard there. Bernard had pretty tight coverage. Davis was relatively open, but I mean, Seabab's your guy. He's been your guy. He's been your guy for 3 years, minus the year he played quarterback full time.
Guernsey out in the gun. He's going to whip it to KB. KB makes a man miss and pushes it across towards the 20. He'll be tackled at the 21-yard line. Be a gain a few and bring up 3rd and 4. Second and 6 for Carencro. Thanks for Mr. Amos Baptiste to keep us honest.
That kind of quick screen game there again with KB, something that we've seen him flourish in from the Jamboree to earlier tonight. I always wondered how good he would be as a running back.
Oh, you and me both. KB catches it across the 20. He has room open, and you can cue the horns. That is a big boy fencing touchdown, and Carencro extends the lead. It's 48-7 on the strike from Guernsey to Bernard, as Carencro extends the lead with 7:34 left to play in the Mark Garber third quarter.
Glad to see KB get in the end zone right there, and I mean, he could have walked in that one after he took the first couple explosion
Look at
steps
that. Look at the catch across the 20. Picked up a nice block by Davis. Picked up a nice block. Look at the rub off. Look at the room in front of him across the 10.
Yeah, Babineau
KB.
draws 2 receivers early on, then gives a little bit of a shield block. Davis gives a little bit of a shield block right there. Easy punch in.
Nice punch in on the big boy fencing touchdown. The snap is down. The kick is up. And the Melanson Funeral Home PAT is good. Carencro extends the lead. It's 49-7 with 7:34 left to play in the Mark Garber third quarter. When we come back, Carencro's defense will look to step it up again right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the open air Crow Dome, where your Golden Bears just extended their lead. It's now 49-7, and there was a fumble-rooski pop off of a shoulder pad on the kickoff, and I think Carencro got it. You can't extend.
Rontrell Woods.
You can't extend the kickoff, but Carencro did regain possession, so they'll have the football deep in the Yellowjackets territory. Let's watch that again. I don't know if I didn't quite catch it, so
it was pretty awesome.
As the football by Latham was kicked towards the 20-yard line.
Lost there for a second, but we're bringing it back.
Yeah, we got it back. Latham's kick was kicked out towards the numbers. It would look to be fielded. Oh, nope, went off of a man at the 35 and a couple other guys before Rontrell Woods came in possession.
It took one heck of a bounce right there before it hit number 41, Caden Bork, to scat back for New Iberia.
Guernsey out in the shotgun, now looking to throw the football down the field. He's not giving up yet. He's looking for Duffy deep in the end zone, and Duffy scores. Cue the horns. That's a big boy fencing touchdown as Carencro extends the lead. It's now 55-7 with 5:36 left to play in the Mark Garber third quarter.
You just never know where the Gavin Peters offense with all of these weapons is going to hit you from. It could be anybody. It could be anywhere.
Look at the throw right there. He hit him on the back shoulder. He knew he was coming on that post, on that out route right there, and he hit him. Duffy beat his man. Guernsey found him. Carencro extends the lead. Guernsey's going to retreat the troops back to normal PAT distance. Link will make sure he's set up properly. Guernsey will spot it. Link kicks it up, and it is good. On homecoming night, Carencro leads 56-7. When we come back, the Bears will kick it back off to the Yellowjackets right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network.
and be able to get 3 first
Welcome
downs.
back into the Open Air Curdome. Your Golden Bears
3
lead
first downs.
56-7 with less than 4 minutes left to play in the Sheriff Mark Garber third quarter. Latham tees the football off at the 40-yard line. He's going to look to keep this one deep out towards the numbers. He's going to be corralled at the 15. Brought back towards the middle of the field. Now he's going to bring it out towards the boundary. Carencro looking to extend him. He'll be finally pushed out of bounds by number 14, Carde Baptiste.
So, you just my heart goes out to New Iberia, to be honest. You know, I mean, it's brutal. You took a 60-0 whooping at the hands of Acadiana a week ago, and it's 56-7 with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's already a running clock. You know, there's way more time to go, and the big outlook for this New Iberia team was to rebuild, and as they were trying to build some relevancy again,
And
trying
look,
to be
Coach-
competitive.
Coach Derek Landry's a great guy. He's been a good coach in the area, coached at Westgate. He's been involved in the 7-on-7 scene, Coach. You know him from the basketball scene. Good guy, right?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, our job is not to question, but I just don't understand some of this decision making when you're not that good and you're not getting anything out of the passing game. When you're taking plays like that, I mean that's negative gains right there in the end of the third quarter. And it's been that way the entire time. And it was that way last week, and it was that way the week before, regardless of who is at quarterback. Why are you trying to pass the ball that much? Run the ball, go home. Like, get out of here. Minimize the damage that you can do. Try to get some first downs. Run some trickery. Run something other than plays that are going to keep stopping the clock.
Carencro continues, though, to kind of push him into those positions. He's going to bring up third and long as he brings the football across the 35-yard line. We're under 2 minutes to play in the Sheriff Mark Garber third quarter. It'll be about a 3rd and 5 play. I agree, Coach. At this time, I mean, look, you're trying to get home, right? Trying to.
What's the old Woody Hayes? 3 things happen when you throw the ball, and 2 of them aren't good, right? and so what are you really doing?
This time they're going to run the football off the right-hand side, be chopped down at the 40-yard line of the Bears. I believe that was number 33 in on the tackle. Was that 33, Coach? You have to keep me honest. 23,
Sure.
Amari
23,
Dennis.
yeah. And, you know, and credit to these New Iberia kids. I mean, they're still
keep
playing hard, man. They haven't shown bad body language. They're out there trying to give their best. They're looking to the sideline now to run the plays, and that's another thing. There's 24 seconds on the clock. Why are you running the ball with 24 seconds in the clock? Get the clock down to 3 seconds and run a play.
Carencro's going to swallow him in the backfield across the 40. We'll call that a best stop turnover, as we'll have a Papa Bear first down inside the Carencro 40-yard line. We're going to step aside. When we come back, it'll be Carencro's football right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1. Gursey back under center. He's going to hand the football off straight off the left-hand side to T.J. Jackson. Not much running room as he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it. That'll be it for the third quarter as Carencro leads 56-7 on homecoming night. When we come back, it'll be time for the fourth quarter. Make that the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter right here on your home for Carencro High Football, Carencro Bears Network, and Mustang 107.1. As we cruise into the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter, your Golden Bears lead 56-7. Bruno in at quarterback. He's going to hand the football off to the right-hand side and picking up good yardage. 7 yards on the play by Arsenault to bring up 2nd and 3.
Germany Arsenault, great run right
They
there.
get this guy some run tonight, Coach.
Yeah, like to see it. And you kind of you're watching and you're trying to figure out, from our standpoint, when are the subs going to come? When are you going to see something different? And I think you got to play those guys through 3 quarters. And now Bruno Arsenault will lead the charge in the backfield.
Bruno, nowhere to hand the football off to, and he quickly gobbled up in the backfield just shy of the 35 at the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play to bring up 4th and 5 for the Bears.
Certainly by no means am I perfect and am I sure what I saw, but I think everybody was going right and Bruno was going left right there.
Hey, you know what's cool about Jeremy Arsenault coming off the field right there in that 21? Look, I'm an old school guy. Do you remember Tim Biakabatuka?
I do.
From Michigan?
I do.
Number 21 with these big numbers and the new uniform. It kind of gave me a little shade of that.
Yeah, these new uniforms do have the definite Michigan touch to them.
Under center, Bruno hand the football off. Going to bring it back across the middle of the formation. Going to get the football down to the 30. It's not going to be enough yards to get for a first down. It'll be a turnover on downs to give the new Iberia Yellowjackets the football back with 10 minutes left to play in the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that was a new guy for us right there. It's number 27. That's listed as Jay Zeno. I don't know that is Jay Zeno, though. I think that's somebody else. I'm just not 100% sure. Some of these numbers have changed throughout the year. We're going to have to get on Coach Craig Levitt and Coach Joey Dwyer
we have at least
to get our roster straight. We're trying to be very professional up here, and it's hard to do.
We have at least
the numbers
one,
aren't there.
One listener though. My mom, Debbie Viatar, just texted. She's still listening. That's one person,
that's
right?
Somebody.
That's somebody. Yellowjack is back in the gun. Trip receivers to the near side and hand the football off towards the right-hand side of the line of scrimmage and be tackled just across the line. Be a gain of 3 on the play and bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, always good to know that somebody's listening at home there. Glad your mom, I think my mom's listening. I'm pretty sure.
I love your mom, man. She's great. She's good people. She always tells me hi. She always asks me about my kid. Your mom's good people, man.
She doesn't know you well, What can we
You still
say?
hang out with me, man.
I just have to every Friday night. I don't have much of a choice.
Shark gain on the play is going to bring up 3rd and long for the Yellowjackets. Coach Kovac and I, look, he taught me back as a sophomore, so if I knew how to speak the English language, it might be his fault or not his fault.
I mean, I tried, man. I tried my best. It doesn't mean that any of it worked.
Miss Andrews might have did a better job than you in my freshman year.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, she's also better looking than I am, too. I mean,
well, that don't take much, Coach.
Well, that's why we say we're primarily radio guys before all this live stream
They got us up on the screen up there. I hope nobody's really watching us. It's going to be intercepted. Oh, my God. Rontrell Woods undercut the route. I thought he had an opportunity at a pick 6.
Oh, he was that. There was nobody in between, and with
I think you could have scored.
Oh,
I don't know. Miss Tammy could have scored.
No, not unless she was in the station wagon. If she had the station wagon with the wood paneling, she might have been able to make it in there.
Look, let's go back and look at the interception so we can show you how
the almost.
Yeah, look, watch the almost interception by Rontrell Woods as he had an opportunity to undercut this route. He read it like a book. They tried to hit him, sat in the zone, and oh my goodness.
That's one of those ones.
He did everything but do it.
That's one of those ones where the young guy comes off and you say, that's why you're defensive back, son, not a receiver.
On film tomorrow, they'll say, man, you did a good job reading it.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to bounce at the 30 and finally be down inside the 15. We're going to step aside when we come back. The offense will have an opportunity with less than 7 minutes to play in the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter on your home for Carencro High Football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network. Welcome back into the open air Crodome. Your Golden Bears continue to lead on homecoming night 56-7 with less than 7 minutes to play in the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter. I believe the Carencro Bears just bubbled the snap and gave the football back to the Yellowjackets.
Yeah, Bruno just ball went straight through his hands. Don't know if he didn't exactly get the snap or didn't do a good job of securing it. Nonetheless, he lost the ball.
Coach, I want to talk about something. Your guy, D. Lots, last week, he was up for Defensive Player of the Week on the what was it, KDN Automotive or one of those
Yeah,
things.
I'm not sure. If
he had a big interception,
these
right?
days.
Interception into the end zone. He's your guy, right? He's your defensive mastermind on the hardwood. He scores points for you. How cool was that to watch him do that and have his moment on the football field?
Really, really, really cool. Derek was a outstanding player coming out of middle school. Never really a true point guard, but he's got so many components of the point, and we played him at that position essentially for 3 years, and with 2 years working with assistant coach Nicholas Carmouche, who is one of the best point guards we ever put out. He really came a long way, and this year was his first year actually playing football, so it was a big moment for him. I asked him, I was like, man, you pinned that video on your Instagram? He said, no, Coach, I watched it a couple times, but that was about it. And I think I loved hearing that more than anything. The fact that he didn't live in the moment of what was done, and he's already looking forward to what was coming next, and that just as one of the guys who has an impact in his life coaching him made me really happy to hear.
That's pretty cool. And look, you guys are going to start pretty soon on the hardwood and begin practice. What kind of Bears team are you have shaping up for this 2025 season?
I never want to say a ton.
Well, I'm sure all the coaches are listening right now while we're up 56-7.
Yeah.
Right, Coach?
There's you kind of you hold your breath a little bit. We've got 11 guys. We're down to 10 actually. 10 guys practicing right now, working out. We work in the gym every day for PE.
They get you down
45
you get
minutes.
down it there? Or what?
Oh, no, not so much.
You running the court these days? Or
not
what?
so much. I'm mostly just yelling and complaining.
Myself, Coach, myself.
And then we go to the weight room for a couple hours every single day, Monday through Thursday.
Throwing the football underneath, it was broken up, incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and goal for New Iberia. Look, Coach, you've
with
been
a basketball guy on it, making the play.
That's right there. Right?
Number 34, Dentrell Morrison.
Oh, there you go.
He's
a point guard for you, right?
Yeah, he's arguably one of our top players.
Court general.
He is an exceptional player.
I enjoyed calling basketball games last year with Coach Gavin Peters, and one of the things I liked was young Morrison. The way he controlled the floor, ran the point guard spot.
And just as a diminutive sophomore, I mean, he was really small. He's grown about 4 inches since then. He's put on about 10 more pounds. And just, him, he also, this is his first year playing football. He felt like he wanted to get a little bit tougher. He wanted to spend a little more time in the weight room and kind of get pushed by those guys a little bit more versus what we do. Our lifting's a little bit different. It's more kind of basketball centered, and it's a little bit higher repetitions versus some of the things that the football guys are going to do.
Turnover on downs right there for the Yellowjackets as Carencro is going to take over with less than 3 minutes to play in the Carencro Automotive fourth quarter. And look, this is the time where you really get better, right? This is really the time that you dig in deep. When you're talking about your basketball guys in the weight room, it's without the basketball how you figure out how good you are.
Yeah, we try to make things as tough as we can, but in the same scope of things, we're really trying to, before we get to the actual starting date, put in a lot of the stuff that we have offensively. We tend to run a lot of stuff, X's and O's wise, and it makes us really good versus man-to-man teams, guys that'll play us man-to-man. But what ends up happening is a lot of guys don't play us man-to-man, and they'll only play us in zone because they'll have a hard time stopping us for the most part. even though the last year we kind of stopped ourselves. We weren't necessarily a really good scoring team,
Coach,
the last couple years.
We're really looking for sponsor opportunities, not only for your program, but for on the Carencro Bears Network, so we could bring you basketball games right here on the Carencro Bears Network. And if you want to get in tune with that, you can reach out to us right here on Facebook, YouTube, message us, and get in before basketball starts deep into October and November. Coach, I don't know if I have a voice for basketball, but I'm out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the great thing, just like our fans are watching tonight or listening on the radio, every home basketball game is going to be streamed live from the Bear Cave, and, it's a great opportunity. The streamers run. The sponsors run in the corner. We're going to run them at the top at halftime, and in between quarters is a great chance for people to advertise their business. Last year, Chick-fil-A, Dr. Quentin Briscoe, Mr. Brian Knott, and Carencro Automotive were our three big sponsors. We ran commercials for those guys throughout everything. All those streams got seen by thousands of people every night, and they're still getting watched to this day.
Not only will those streams get watched, your advertisement will be brought inside the Bears Cave and right in front of your target audience, right inside the Carencro community. So get with us right now, so you get an opportunity to get your program or your organization involved in front of the Carencro audience. We played the ball game. It's over now. Your Carencro Golden Bears are victorious on homecoming night, 56-7. When we come back, Coach Christopher Kovac and I will break it all down on the Coca-Cola post-game show right here on your home for Carencro High football, Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network.
That's
Welcome back into the press box of the Open Air Crow Dome. It's homecoming night, and your Golden Bears won 56-7 in dramatic fashion. Dominated from start to finish, Coach. 453 yards of total offense. It's not much to speak about. They dominated. They did what they needed to do.
From opening kickoff and until the very end, I mean, it was just a kind of womp sort of game, to be honest. You know, just a total mismatch in terms of teams. You know, from all positions on the field. It showed. It ended that way. It ended early, and I'm sure if you're a new Iberia player, part of you is almost happy that it ended early. It's got to be tough. You got to have some grit. You know, Coach Derek Landry and that staff they're going to have to come back and rally the troops to do it again.
Look, for me and you, though, I'm hoping to get home a little early tonight, and I appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
I got to get quickly, even though we're in the Coca-Cola postgame show, I want to give our Louisiana Cubs player of the game to Wilson Landry, the senior. 2 interceptions tonight, Mr. Johnny on the spot, and almost the old godfather of this defense came through tonight when they needed him, and he made it happen. We're going to watch one of his interceptions right here as Benji Desatel cues us up, picked it off, undercut the route, and he made it happen. I couldn't be happier for a young man that's a senior who stuck it through and really gutted it out for this team.
Yeah, Wilson is just the type of kid that you love to have around. You know, he's got a great attitude. He's a hard worker. He's an absolute leader. You know, he's one of the basketball guys. He's the sole captain of the team. He's really the voice of reason all the time. And like Kendrick Bernard's success on the field offensively tonight, getting to watch his success defensively, you know, to see that come to fruition, a little bit of the hard work. He had a slow start. He was involved in a big academic summer program over at UL, so he didn't get to lift the same way that everybody else did. Came right back, jumped in a little too soon, had a little bit of an injury, and so he had a late start. So seeing him come through tonight was big.
That was pretty cool. I want to thank our folks tonight listening back at home. I want to thank our guy Jacob White back at the Mustang 107 studio.
Phenomenal
Every week.
Job.
This is the best year we've had ever. No technical difficulties. Our guy Jacob White is the dude back at Delta Media at the 107.1 studio. Also want to thank our guy. Look, come in real quick.
Put our guy Benji in.
This guy, Benji Desatel, makes it happen each and every week, folks. This guy brings it in. He brings you the replays, the watchbacks. He makes it happen. He made it, figure it out. We appreciate him. We appreciate Mr. Seth Dickerson of the AOIT program for making this happen each and every week. Next week will be a little different. It'll be Wednesday night. It'll be the Coaches Show, the GPR. You with me? Carencro Coaches Show live from Préjean's on the Carencro Thruway. And then we'll be at Lafayette High on Thursday night, 6:45 kickoff, 7 o'clock kick. And, of course, we'll be on Mustang 107.1 and the Carencro Bears Network.
And we even have a Monday night something. Not something you can
tell
hear,
us about that,
but
Coach.
something that you can eat at for sure.
You know I'm in there.
Come hang out a little bit at Buffalo Wild Wings on Monday night, this coming October 6th. It's going to be a Carencro High cross-country fundraiser over there. If you come and eat, whether you pick it up to go or you eat in the store, 20% of your proceeds will come back to Carencro High Cross Country. All you have to do is mention Carencro High Cross Country. Put my receipt in the fundraiser, baby.
Hey, look,
and they're going to give us 20% back.
Every
little bit matters.
If you want, you can spend the whole week with me. Monday night, I'll be at Buffalo Wild Wings. Wednesday night, I'll be at Préjean's. And then Thursday, I'll be at Lafayette High. And, of course, anytime you want to see us, you can see us on the Carencro Bears Network. And you can always hear us on Carencro Network on Mustang 107.1.